Well, my reasons for starting publishing company goes back several years when I was still living in what used to be Czechoslovakia, today is the Czech Republic. As you know, Czechoslovakia was a communist country, so we did not have the luxury of democracy and we were deprived of freedom. And there were several venues that helped us to adapt to the situation, and one of the venues was art and culture in general and education. Even though we had a very strict censorship back there, ironically, they were published books that I think were published just by some fluke or accident. And one of the chunk of the books were books from American literature from the 50s, the Beat Generation poets like Lawrence Ferlinghetti, Diana Di Prima, Gregory Corso, and Jack Kerouac, Allen Ginsberg. And they were published only in the 60s and 70s because then, unfortunately, the so-called normalization came in and the censorship became very harsh. But we read them, and it gave us a wonderful inspiration, and it painted for us this wonderful world that America is, with democracy and freedom and possibility to grow as much as you want. So it nourished our soul, and it really helped me personally to just be sane and survive where I was. So when we overthrew the communism in 1989, all of us had these wonderful plans what we will do, and most of us wanted mainly to travel because we were deprived of that. And then we were thinking what else we can do. And thanks to the fact that my brother owns a second-hand bookstore, he actually came with the idea when I was already living in the US for 4 years that perhaps I can translate some books and we can start publishing company. So we chose as the very first title Jack Kerouac, one of the leaders of the Beat Generation, his book Big Sur. And that book, the choice of the book was inspired by the fact that when my brother came to visit me, we took a trip to Big Sur. And we actually visited the cabin where Jack Kerouac stayed and where he wrote the whole book. And I decided I will just give it a try. I translated it, we published it, and to our big surprise, it was embraced very much. It was on bestseller list for several weeks, and we just were so happy that we could give some of our Czech readers something that they wanted to read, and they appreciated it. And then we continued. We published another book by Jack Kerouac, Tristessa, and then we published Lawrence Ferlinghetti and other books. We have about 20 books by now. The reason was really to give back what helped me during the communism,